everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Young and the Restless weekly spoilers find Nate Hastings tempted, and he could be running toward trouble during the week of July 1-5, 2024. Elsewhere, someone is on a mission and two people make a promise on Y&R. Take a look at the newest spoilers for the CBS daytime drama. Next week on Y&R, Nate Hastings sparks with Audra Charles. Indeed, Audra's had her eye on Nate for some time now, and there's always been a spark between them, but he was with Victoria Newman, and she was with Kyle Abbott and then Tucker McCall. But now they're both single, so they may finally act on their attraction to each other. However, Nate may be in over his head on Young and the Restless. Audra is ruthless and always has an agenda. So if he gets in too deep with her, he could end up getting burned. If he's not careful, she could double-cross him, break his heart, or both. While Nate Hastings, seen Dominic, gets close to Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, his colleague, Devon Hamilton, Brighton James, makes a promise to himself. He's determined to preserve the legacy of his family. Soon, the Chancellor Winters team holds a meeting and votes on whether or not to demerge the two companies. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, thinks he's separating the companies to support his mom, Jill Abbott, Jess Walton. However, Jill is opposed to the demerger and votes against it next week on Young and the Restless. Also, Chancellor Connor Floyd has his doubts about Billy. Meanwhile, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, turns to her parents Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, for help. In other Y&R drama, Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, reflect on their past. Then they get carried away and end up kissing. Later, they make a vow, likely to pretend it never happened, and probably not to tell their significant others, Billy and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. Elsewhere, Victor Newman, Eric Braden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, start a new battle. Then Victor makes a deal with family traitor Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller. Later, on Young and the Restless, Kyle must answer to his father about working for Victor. Elsewhere, Michael Baldwin, Christian Leblanc, opens up to Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters. Then Diane must pay the consequences. Meanwhile, Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, visits her mom, Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, in Paris. Also, Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, gets closer to Alan Laurent, Christopher Cousins, and they share a kiss. In addition, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, feels bad for complicating Jack's life. Y&R is explosive next week. Don't miss a minute to see if Nate Hastings gives into his desire for Audra on the CBS Sudser. Young and the Restless weekly spoilers find Sharon Newman in a panic and taking a sharp turn during the week of July 15-19, 2024. On Y&R, check out the latest spoilers for the CBS daytime drama. Next week on Y&R, Sharon Newman is asleep on her couch when she wakes up panicking and exclaims, "What's happening to me?" Indeed, her behavior is extremely off these days. At first, she thought it was the new bipolar meds her doctor put her on. She told the doctor about it recently on Young and the Restless. But it might not be the medication. She continues to spiral next week and is extremely scared. So she could very well have another condition she and her shrink aren't aware of that's rearing its ugly head. No doubt it looks like it because things get much worse for Sharon soon. While Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, struggles with her mental health on Young and the Restless, a war escalates fast. Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, approaches Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, at Society and is livid. She learns that he is planning a trip for two to Paris, and she declares that he must have lost his mind. Now there's a possibility that the person he plans to bring with him to Paris is Claire Grace Howard, Hallie Aaron. However, it's more likely that he intends to leave the country with his son, Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell. Summer is already fuming that Kyle is moving out of the Abbott family home. Plus, she's putting her attorney into the mix to revisit their custody agreement. So if she learns Kyle's taking their son overseas, she'll likely flip out. Meanwhile, on Y&R, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, makes waves within his family. Next week, his wife Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, is out with their children, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. Victoria states that she's sorry it's come to this. Then, her mom says she's sure Victor is pleased with himself. He's getting his way once again. Victoria says she hopes her father doesn't live to regret it on Young and the Restless. Then Nikki exclaims that she hopes they don't all come to regret it. No doubt, she's referring to Victor's revenge plot against Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and how he's weaponizing Kyle against Jack. Y&R is as dramatic as ever. Keep watching to find out what's going on with Sharon Newman on the CBS soap opera. In the latest episode of Young and the Restless, tensions are brewing in Genoa City. The lives of several couples, including Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, are on the brink of upheaval. The duo's recent escapade in Baltimore has given rise to a slew of breakups, makeups, and shakeups. Adam's decision to disclose their intimate moment to their significant others, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, has set the stage for imminent relationship turbulence. Meanwhile, Adam and Chelsea's closeness is becoming increasingly apparent, particularly after their intimate celebration over their son, Connor Newman's, Judah Mackey, transition back to his regular dorm room. The couple's actions have left Sally and Billy questioning the future of their relationships. In another twist, Lily Winters, Crystal Kahlo, re-enters the scene, reigniting the possibility of rekindling her past romance with Billy on the CBS soap opera. On the other hand, Sally's potential romantic prospects seem bleak, with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, already involved with Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. The episode concludes with a potential romantic intrigue between Billy and Sally, while Adam and Chelsea appear to be on the path to reconciliation. As the dust settles, it will be interesting to see how these romantic shakeups and new pairings evolve in Genoa City. Young and the Restless sees major events are set to unfold in Genoa City starting Wednesday, July 10th. Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, and Heather Stevens, Vale Bloom, discuss leaving town. They're going to visit Heather's father, Paul Williams, dubbed Davidson. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman reminisces about her late daughter, Cassie Newman, and she spends time with Lucy Romalotti, Lily Brooks O'Brien, and Faith Newman, Raylan Castor. In business matters, Nate Hastings, Cian Dominic, confronts Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. It's about her working relationship with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer. And Summer and Kyle clash over the living arrangements of their son, Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell. The tension spills over to Daniel. And this leads to confrontations and revelations about past events. And it includes the accident that led to Cassie's death. On Thursday, July 11th, Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, grapples with her place in the family. And Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, faces pressure from her daughter, Katie Abbott, Sienna Mercury, Devon Hamilton, Brighton James, and Nate scheme against Billy Abbott. Also, Lily Winters contemplates a risky move that could shake up Chancellor Abbott. The week rounds off on Friday, July 12th, with potential alliances forming and boundaries being drawn. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, attempts to mend fences with Summer Newman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, sets ground rules likely related to Adam Newman, Mark Grossman. Victor discusses his expectations for Adam at Newman Media.